What is up, guys? It is a Sportster Brad Walker, and welcome to the Sunshine State Sports Jabber, part of NGSC Sports. Remember the website, guys. It's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. The Sunshine State Sports Jabber, guys, is sponsored by Arena Eats. Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? I am also, guys, sponsored by B&B Graphics and More. The website, guys, as they feature custom tumblers, coffee mugs, T-shirts, vinyls. And, guys, we're right around the way from the holidays. So you have Santa cookie plates, milk for Santa, food for reindeer plates, and customs. The person that you want to talk to directly is Rebecca. Again, that's at B&B Graphics and More. Find them on Facebook at bnbgraphicsandmore.com. Guys, and mention me and get 10% off your next order. Guys, I'm going to be joined here by Mr. Frederick Birchfield of arenaeats.app and some of his staff. For the next 10 minutes, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let them have the floor here. So let me go ahead and bring them on here. Good evening, guys. How are we doing today?
Pretty good. Can you hear us? Can you hear me at least?
Everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
Yes. Yes, sir.
These are the people that have created arenaeats.app. I'm going to go ahead and let them have the floor and let them tell us all about their exciting app that they have in place. Go ahead, Mr. Birchfield, when you are ready.
All right. I'm just trying to get in another one of my staff. So I'm just gonna start it off like you know what? Good. Go ahead. You got it. Let me get Terrence on here.
Yeah, so thank you for having us on, Bradley. Nice to have you on our show, and just good to get our app that we have created. So our app is basically a mobile ordering app. So if you think about like a Uber Eats of stadiums, that is what we provide into a lot of venues. And it's a platform that's meant for multi-purpose. Fred, you got to mute your mic. We can hear you. It's an app that's meant for multi-platform usage. That includes stadiums, includes events, music, concerts, and so much more. So what we like to tell fans, is imagine, you're at a sports venue, you paid a lot of money, you paid to go see the big name guy, whoever that might be, playing the game. And, what's to say that we all do it? We have to use a bathroom, we'll have a few beers in ourselves. And why not have that beer or drink, whatever it might be, delivered right to your seat so you don't have to miss the game or any action that you pay for to experience, and that's what we want to bring back to the sports stadiums, especially if you look at it times like this with COVID. We for sure can help a lot of stadiums, lessen the amount of crowds that is within the stadiums that they create. Because, when you're walking around stadiums, you're seeing a lot of things. You see a lot of crowd traffic throughout the stadium. And, that's what our app can help do. It can help according with the stadiums and how we implement them. We can help them space out, and stagger how many of these sports fans can get to their food and get to their destination that they need for the food. So what we do have, we have express line pickup, we have food delivery directly to your seat, and we have much more that the app can do. But for sports fans, think about, you order a beer and a hot dog, you show them your QR code, it's already prepared for you, and you just scan it and you pick it up right as you're leaving the bathroom, right back to your seat. It's easy and it's as convenient as that. Or if you don't want to leave your seat, you just go directly. It just the staff directly brings it to you. So we're bringing almost a courtside experience for all the fans, and we can do this with the platform that we have. So that's the warm intro. I'll let Fred back over.
All right. Thank you for having us on, Bradley. I really appreciate the platform. Sorry about that. I had to get another one of my key guys in here, Mr. Turner. I just want to start out by saying that, Arena Eats is just piggybacking off of Good News' statement about it. It's based on the cloud infrastructure, and it's pretty much has an idea of what sports fans want, not mainly based from how you would run a venue itself. Really looking at it from a fan's point of view is that being able to order food and beverages, tickets, be able to interact, fan engagement, and a lot of the other things that goes into venues, and making the fans feel number one. So if you purchase tickets and you got nosebleed seats, you'll feel like a season ticket holder no matter where you sit.
Right.
That's the whole thing behind it, where it's fan driven. So you guys, anybody else want to get in on that?
Yeah. Hey, Bradley, how you doing? My name is Myron Sterling.
Breaking up.
I'll be handling like the marketing and fan engagement. As far as Arena Eats, when we get into these arenas, Arena Eats, like Fred said, you could order your parking tickets, your game tickets. You can order your merchandise through Arena Eats. But not only that, the tickets of parking, your burgers, your hot dogs, your fries. And also what we're going to be doing is once we get in the arenas, we'll do like T-shirts on the back of the seats. We'll have the banners all over the arenas. The stickers in the bathrooms, on the back of the doors, on the mirrors. It's a very good app, and we're really excited about it. Very excited about it. Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, T. Go ahead, Terrence.
I don't know if he can hear or not.
I don't know if he got his mic going.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's just like I got my mic on. Everything is like it's going in and out. But as my colleague said, we know that it'll benefit the public, especially with the with the current situation of the coronavirus and everything. It'll allow people to not have to stand in line for their food and beverages. As you know, when you go to a lot of these games, sometimes it can take up to like 15, 20 minutes or more to go get your items, and you're missing almost a half of a quarter. Where with our product, you're not missing no more than like 2 or 3 minutes. You can actually place your order with your phone. You have a full menu, and it also lets you know when your food is ready. And you can just easily go get it. You don't have to wait in the line. It's ready for the side. It's already paid for. And then you can get back to your seat and get back to the game, and in a relatively short time. And we think that along with also the fact that there's less hands touching the food, that it'll be a real good product.
Right.
Also,
Right.
As my other colleague said, with the T-shirts and other things, tickets, we're also implementing the GPS with it also. So it's just going to make everything convenient for the customer.
Right. Well, I mean, just kind of overall piggybacking off of it, Arena Eats had many features that goes into it. Social media, you can place orders through Facebook. It's one of those easy to use platforms a 7-year-old can order food off of it. That was another major focus behind it. This team here that's behind Arena Eats, we've dismantled this app probably like 1 million times. especially being Good News working on the back end of it, just to make the point of view solid of what the app really stands for. Just like Terrence piggybacked off of Google Maps, turn-by-turn direction. You can pre-order while you're on your way to the arena and pick up your food. Express pickup, in-seat delivery. All of those features can be turned on and off at any time. So it's pretty much a straightforward app. And reliability, dependability. With it being on the cloud, we don't have to wire up a venue at all. It's mainly completely wireless. Our servers, we use the cloud. All orders come through tablets. We can integrate into just about any POS system out there. We are currently partners with Clover. So we're pretty advanced in where we want to go. And we just looking to keep fans safe, but bring back live sports. So that's pretty much a mouthful of what Arena Eats is.
Yeah.
So if you got any questions about it or anything like that, feel free.
I have the app downloaded on my phone, Frederick, already. When do you guys expect it to be? I live in Florida, so when do you guys expect to go nationwide? Is it just strictly now in Wisconsin, or are you guys moving to different states, or how long will it be before you guys are nationwide?
Well, actually, we're actually into a lot of talks with a couple big vendors right now.
Okay.
I don't really want to put them out there at the moment until we know for a fact that the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. But we're looking to go wherever, international, United States, any type of venue that we feel like we can grow with that brand. And not only just that, but just to be an impact in the community. Whether if it's, Australia or somewhere here in the United States. It's not about just take for Arena Eats. It's just a matter of sports has a way of bringing people together. So your average family can afford to go to a lot of these games. I've talked this over with my team. We want to be able to make that happen on a given night. That's just a big part of what we represent. We're all on the same team here and all on the same page when it comes to this. So the way that we think outside the box, this is what makes Arena Eats a little bit different and more personable. And not to mention, as a tech company, Arena Eats is also owned by Technology Solutions, which is 100% owned. And we're just trying to change the whole sports business angle when it comes to these apps. We want to be in the top tier. We want to be in the forefront with COVID and hopefully bringing fans back and getting people more excited and breaking up the monotony and the stress. And we feel like we can really step up and change the way people look at it.
That's cool. Again, being a fan of sports since I was coming out of the womb. The one thing that drives me nuts, guys, I'll be dead honest with you, is going to a game and then getting to a game late or right on time or the drop of the puck, the tip of the ball, whatever, and you're in line waiting for food, and now you're missing the action because you're in line. So this is where I think mainly you guys are going to have that huge thing to bring everyone back. Hey, I can just sit my seat and I'll order from there, and then it will be makes it much more easier. And like you said, Frederick, less stressful, for everybody. So, and especially with everything going on right now with the limited fans that are allowed to go to sporting events, we don't even know what 2021 is going to even be like. It might be like this at the beginning of the year, and then come the middle of next year, everybody will be able to go back, and this is where you guys will be making buku bucks because everybody will be back. That'll be cool. So yeah, I have the app on my phone. I downloaded it, so I'm waiting for you to get down to Florida so I can use it down here in Florida.
Awesome.
Well, one of my executive, Terrence Turner, is actually located in Florida. I can tell you this: once it's fully launched, I would like to invite you out personally, and you know, in where we are, and just invite you in, let you enjoy yourself. You know, whatever you want to get on the app will be on us that night. So it's like I said, it is a bigger window to it. I just see a big need as you look around, and like you said, with all the things that's going on in different communities and stuff like that. So I see the bigger picture and what Arena Eats could stand for. And I just want to get it in that position along with my team because we both would lockstep together when we do this. So we're just excited to work with any venue. Arena Eats is available for partnerships. Keeping in mind the amount of money that's been lost by a lot of venues. We're looking to where most venues may think the answer is no. You talk to us, we can work out something on a partnership. So we're not above that. That's what makes this mobile app different.
Yeah. Hell, I'll tell you something else I wanted to just throw in there at the end here. As far as the fan engagement, you know, any venues that we work in, and me personally, I will be walking around talking to the fans. And, you know, we have an area on the app where you can put in your comments or notes. You know, maybe your app didn't download right, or maybe your order didn't come on time, or you didn't get the right thing. Arena Eats will make that right. Either with a free T-shirt, free meal, free beer, soda, or what have you, or free tickets. So that's another area in the app that I really like. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. We're trying to switch it up. If you're a techie, or if you're in your phone a lot, you know, if you go to Google Play and you look at some of these reviews on some of these apps,
in the cloud.
You know,
We're pretty.
Oh, that's you, Terrence. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go and get your thought out there. You hear me?
I don't think he can hear you.
I don't think he can. Okay. I'll finish this up real quick. My angle I was coming from, if you go into.
But like I was saying, we don't anticipate too many problems.
Is he saying something?
I think his video is lagging. So Terrence, just let Fred take it.
Yeah. We got to get it. Is he frozen? I think he might be frozen.
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna touch on this. When you go into Google Play or the Apple App Store, you get to see these reviews. A lot of these apps are $10, $15 million apps, and you see some of the remarks that some of the fans complain about, the simple things that don't work. The platform of Arena Eats is designed to deliver reliability, dependability. So just like Myron said, if there's an issue with your order or you're having a problem with the app, we'll step up and we'll make that right. We're avid sports fans ourselves.
Yes.
So I know exactly how irritating that can be. And that's one of the things that we want to put out there. If someone steps up and says that something didn't work, Arena Eats stepped up and made it work. We made it happen. We corrected the issue. And we're open. We're just open to listen to find out what fans really want. If it's a feature that we can deliver, well, that's where Good News comes in at. He handles a lot of the IT in the back room. We can make those changes. But for right now, we just want to get a good, dependable app out there. So when you look at the reviews, you know you'll get a chance to see the app will speak for itself.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Anybody got something? Good. Good. All right.
No, I said that's it. That's it for me. I think you finished it up.
Yeah, he covered it pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. We're just waiting. COVID right now has a lot of organizations kind of in a hold pattern right now, trying to figure a lot of things out. We really got a mess going on with COVID right now.
Oh yeah.
So outside of the sports business, right now it's to kind of step outside of that and kind of see what we have going on in this country. I want to move forward with my team with this app, but at the same time, I want to do it in a timely manner and just take a moment to understand what's really going on out here. So where I stand as a brand, as a company, is being able to step in and do the right thing with the right platform. I can honestly say that Arena East will not move forward if it's not the right platform, if it's not the right partnership. I'm not just looking for an opportunity. I'm looking for a long-term partnership, a long-term deal where we can grow with that brand and grow in that community. So that's just in closing. Just want to do good business and watch good sports and change it. Just change it. It's just time for a change. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So tell us more about your show. Your All Florida Sports.
Yeah, this one, I have another show, guys, that actually I have two more that I do on a weekly basis. This one is all based. I was born and raised in Tampa, Florida. So when this podcast first started, it was just Tampa sports. Well, after a while, there's really nothing to talk about if there's nothing going on, So I switched it and pushed the right for it to be all Florida. So now I cover all of the state of Florida in general. And if there's sporting events in the state of Florida that don't involve the major teams or the college teams that play here, I'll talk about that, like the Daytona 500 or like the IndyCar race we have in St. Pete. My Tuesday show, I'm a co-host, and if you can see the picture behind me right over here, the USF Bulls, talk all USF Bulls. Athletics in Tampa. And then my Thursday show is all sports. So I'll cover everything all over the planet Earth, whether it's soccer, whatever, overseas and stuff like that, anything going on. I have two guys that help me out with that show on Thursday night. So those are then I write for NGSC and I write for another website. So I kind of stay busy.
You stay pretty busy, don't you?
Yeah. That's
awesome.
Well, I just want to say too, NGSC Sports is incredible. Those guys treat us like family right from day one. No matter what happens with us, that's where we choose. That's where we're planning to stay. Raphael and those guys, awesome.
Good
awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm really impressed with everything that you guys do. We want to represent NGSC Sports.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you guys, man. Awesome. Again, like I said, I'm going to look forward to you guys expanding a little bit more and, seeing you guys down here in Florida soon will be awesome. I again, like I said, I have the app downloaded. I was on vacation a few weeks ago in Orlando, and when Ralph told me you guys were going to be our sponsor, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should go download the app so that I know what I'm talking about. I talk to you guys, I know what I'm referring to. So, like I said, I asked him. I said, I went on there and it showed where the Milwaukee Bucks play. And I'm like, okay. And I asked him, I said, are these guys just locally in Wisconsin? He goes, oh, no. They're going to be expanding. I go, oh, awesome. So he came to me. He came to me, Frederick, a while back and said, hey, can these guys join your show? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. What the heck? Yeah, have them come on. That's cool with me. I mean, they're sponsoring us, so hell, absolutely. And you guys can come on if you need to come on, you want to come on again in the future, let me know. If you guys expand a little bit more and you want to come back on again, absolutely. You're more than welcome here all the time, no matter what.
Well, we really appreciate that, man. We really do. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and absolutely. I would love that opportunity because as things move forward, we can actually come on and update it, talk about where we're going to be, and invite people to come out. It doesn't matter where we are. If you want to come into town and try out the app and actually come see us, because we will be in the venue. So we would love for everyone to come out.
Cool.
All right.
All right,
cool.
guys.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Bradley. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, Bradley. Stay safe, you and your family.
You too, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, guys. That was lovely people, the staff there at arenaeats.app. I am going now, guys, to go on here with my podcast here. I'm going to start, guys, with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. One of their defenders won Defender of the Year. This is the second time the young man has done that. Forrest Lasso was Defender of the Year. He also won that in 2018. He joined the Rowdies this past offseason and led the second best to the championship regular season. Tampa Bay concluded only 11 goals in 16 regular season games. Alongside fellow newcomers Jordan Scarlett honored an all-league second team and Aaron in Tampa Bay. Three-man back line allowed opponents a league fewest 39 shots on goal during the regular season, an average of 2.44 per game. Alonzo's feat of being named 4 consecutive all-league first team equal that of Richard Kickers legend William Yobi, who accomplished the same feat between 2011 and 2014 as well. So congratulations, guys, to Forrest Lazo on winning the USFL Championship Defender of the Year. Again, guys, if you did not hear, there was no USFL Championship game. The Rowdies ended up getting COVID, and they ended up just leaving it solo, having an East and West champion. The East champion was the Tampa Bay Rowdies. The West champion was the Phoenix team. But they did not meet in a championship game that was supposed to be held at Allen Field right here in St. Petersburg, and unfortunately it did not happen due to that. There are some other USFL awards being handed out. Coach of the Year, Young Player of the Year, Most Valuable Player will be handed out within the actually, it looks like that already passed already. I'm not sure why those haven't been named yet, but congratulations again to that. And then, of course, now we're going to go and jump to head coach Neil Collins. He expressed his pride, what the club had accomplished in the 2020 championship season, including claiming its club's first Eastern Conference title as it dethroned Louisville City FC to earn its first silverware since joining the championship before the 2017 season. Helm of the Rowdies for the past 2 years, Collins also had admiration for the squad, and now as a disposable with tender leaders, including captain Sebastian Gonosco and Liam Fernandez this year, having been joined by a strong crop of newcomers, including the 2020 champion defender of the year, Forrest Lasso. 2 years ago, I penned a letter to you, and I promised you I would do everything in my power to put the team on the field worthy of our fantastic club. I can confidentially say that the set of players are befitting of the jersey with their professionalism and discipline off the field this season would never have been possible. This group of guys have made unbelievable personal sacrifice in order to give themselves the best chance to succeed on the field. They do not represent our club for the 90 minutes they're on the field, but the 24/7, and they have taken that responsibility very seriously. Guys, that was written by head coach. There you go right there. I mean, that is absolutely outstanding. Neil Collins wrote that letter 2 years ago when he took over the Rowdies. And again, they did not play. It was the Phoenix Rising FC would have been the club that they would have played in the USFL championship game. Again, it would have been at Allen Stadium. But unfortunately, like I said, while we come to the end of this season, as far as I'm concerned, there's only the start of more success in years to come. If anything, the disappointment of the past weekend has made it even determined to make sure we find ourselves challenging for trophies every year. Thanks again for playing your part in an successful season. And I look forward to a day in the near future where our stadium is full and we can enjoy watching our great team in action together once again. Guys, I think that is hugely wrote there by Coach Collins. And again, I'll be honest with you guys. Before I started doing this podcast, I'm not the biggest soccer fan in the world, but I have to admit, after doing this for most of since COVID started and covering the Rowdies, I want to go to a Rowdies game next year. I know I have a couple friends on Facebook that are Rowdies fans. I'm hoping that we can return next year to the stadium safely. If we can, I want to go. I don't work too far in downtown St. Pete from the venue. And I would love to go to a Rowdies game next season just to experience it for the first time. That's definite for me. So any of my Rowdies fans out there listening, if you listen to me, the Sports Show would love to go to a Rowdies game next season. But, you know, going forward and moving forward, it comes down to the right. You know, it's great that the city of Tampa, you know, we have the Stanley Cup. The Rays got to the World Series. The Rowdies won the East USFL Championship. The Bucks got back on track. I'll be talking about them later on in the show and stuff like that. So everything is looking bright for Tampa Bay. And speaking of Tampa Bay, there is an opportunity that this could become the temporary home for the Toronto Raptors. The NBA team has had preliminary talks about playing the upcoming season in Florida. Now, people are probably wondering, why is that going to happen? The reason being is that Canada has coronavirus restrictions that state even people without symptoms have to quarantine for 14 days when entering the country, which means any NBA franchise that crosses over the border into Toronto would have to wait 2 weeks before they could play a game. The NBA can't wait that long to do that. So they're in the talks of moving the team possibly to Tampa Bay to have them here. An executive with the Raptors said if we cannot get it done in Toronto, we'll do it tomorrow, but there's not yet an indication the Canadian government will make an exception to the pandemic travel rules. But the NBA season scheduled to begin December 22nd and training camps opening on December 1st, the franchise is scrambling to find other options like having a temporary home court in the U.S. Sportsnet reports Tampa has emerged as the most likely place. Rob Higgins, executive director of Tampa Bay Sports Commission and co-host of the Tampa Bay 55 podcast, which is a local podcast, indicated our region would welcome the Raptors. Ideally, the Raptors are able to play their upcoming season in Toronto, but should it not be possible, we have been strongly interested in working to successfully meet and exceed their expectations as an alternate host. So again, guys, the Raptors could be coming here to play. Most likely, it probably would be at Amalie Arena in Tampa, or at the Yuengling Center, also where the USF Bulls play. But the Raptors have been down here looking at practice facilities. Now, other locations in the running, but likely behind in the process, are Kansas City, Buffalo, according to area sources. So those are the other two cities. Tom May in Tampa Bay expect the Raptors to make a decision as soon as this week. The NBA is scheduled to have training camps begin on the 1st. So the two facilities were the Mamba Basketball Center at the University of South Florida, as well as the Advent Center Ice facility in Pasco. Through wide net was cast across the Bay area to at least 10 potential homes. The Advent Health has 4 full-size hockey rinks with one in a mini arena setting that could be converted for basketball. The Raptors would play home games. That's their practice facility. Would play at Amalie Arena, home of the Tampa Bay Lightning in downtown Tampa. Practice facilities for the NBA have a minimum requirements via union contracts and a baseline center that includes training and rehabilitation areas. So again, guys, it would be the Advent Center Ice or the Mamba Basketball Center at USF would be where the Raptors would, if they come here, would practice and then their home court would be at Amalie Arena where the Lightning play. So, guys, I mean, how exciting would that be to have the Toronto Raptors here playing basketball next year with the COVID going on and everything? That would be pretty cool to have that happen here. That would be awesome, in my opinion. Real quick, guys, before I move on, I want to thank Mr. Birchfield and his staff at ArenaHeats.app for coming on here. All four of them, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome, and I'm looking forward to having them back on my show in the near future as the app gets a little bit more what they were. Again, I think I had some sound difficulties, guys, in the beginning. I do apologize. Towards the end, I got it working. I don't know what was going on with my speakers, but I got it to work there towards the end. So, but I'm looking forward to having those guys back on anytime that they want to come back on. We'll go ahead, guys, and continue on with the Magic. Evan Fournier is opting in, and that's the first important piece of the Orlando Magic offseason. Magic guard Evan Fournier will opt into his final year of his 5-year, $85 million contract, according to Shams Charania of The Athletic. He's coming off a career season with the Magic, coming off the tails of a stellar bronze medal run for France in the FIBA World Cup. Frontier opted to finish out his contract rather than go into an uncertain free agent market. On top of that was a strange financial climate the coronavirus has created for the NBA with the spend of the offseason free agency before December 1st. Training camp starts on the season starting on December 2nd. So again, guys, that was huge for the Magic to get that piece. It is a big domino that falls that could set in motion for the rest of the offseason. Again, guys, the Magic picked 15 in the draft. I believe, guys, let me see exactly when the NBA draft is coming up. I want to say it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's see exactly. I didn't look that up real quick. Let's see when the draft happens. Let's see. Well, that's the mock draft. It is Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going to go into this, guys, a little bit more next week. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I will not be on my show next week. I'm going to take the week off for the holiday. So I'm going to talk more about the Magic and the Heat's picks the first week in December, right as the off season or the new season starts on December 1st. I'll be talking more about them than that way. But this is really good for the Magic, a really good thing. Again, they were the ones who got in last year in the playoffs, round one, and lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games, but one game won. I think we were all shocked that they won in 5 games. Fournier had 12.8 points per game, 33.3% from the three-point line, and 45.6 field goal percentage. So that is pretty good. So Fournier, again, that's big. Certainly not a starter-level player with a loss of Fournier, $17 million in cap room. So even if he had opted out, so that's good for the Magic. Now, again, here's the proposed trade for the number 2 pick, which is held by the Golden State Warriors. The number 1 overall pick is the Minnesota Timberwolves, but here's the pick that continues to pop up. This is what it would basically acquire. The Warriors would acquire Aaron Gordon, Terrence Ross, and the number 15 pick. The Magic would acquire Andrew Wiggins and the number 2 pick. Now, here's why the pick would do this. It may be time to end the Aaron Gordon experiment in Orlando. For years now, the Magic have been in the middle of the pack team, one that has never headed in one certain direction. They haven't completed for a championship in a very long time, and it may be time to start thinking about an actual rebuild. Yes, Orlando usually makes the playoffs. Most of the time, it's a very low seed. It seems that every year they're on the borderline playoff team. As in the East, that can look bad. They made an 8 seed this past season with a 33-40 record and were eliminated by Giannis. The Magic find themselves exiting in the first round for the 2nd straight year. Therefore, it doesn't help their odds in the draft. So here, what they are saying, guys, this is why that trade makes sense for them. Maybe it's time to start, with their 2nd pick this year. The Magic could potentially franchise player. Likely would not be Wiseman, considering they have all-star center Nicole Voslo and Anthony Edwards, and a guy that is drawn some comparison to Victor, who was also drafted 2nd overall by the Magic. Anthony Edwards was the highest scoring freshman in college basketball last season, averaging 20 points per game. He gets scored all 3 levels and is known for his ability to run the fast break at a stop of a dime. So it sounds like to me, guys, they would take Anthony Edwards if they got that number 2 overall pick. They don't want to take James Wiseman, and again, most likely LaMelo Ball will go number 1 overall to the Timberwolves. So we'll have to see how that all plays itself out on Wednesday. We'll find out. And guys, I am doing my Thursday the Walker Report. That we will be going over the draft. That'll be a big NBA show, draft show. We'll be talking about the draft that night, definitely, with that in mind. Let's jump to the other basketball team that calls Florida home, and that's the Miami Heat, the defending Eastern Conference champions. Here are 5 prospects the Miami Heat should seriously consider in the 2020 NBA draft. Let's see here. I may have downloaded an old article, because if that says the 2020 draft, I guess that's this year, right? So they have Jalen Smith at number 1, Aaron Naismith, Shaquille Bay, Tyler Bay, and Desmond Bane are all possibilities that could end up with the Miami Heat. There have been some rumors that they're trying to get Giannis. As we all know, earlier today, Chris Paul was traded from Oklahoma City to the Phoenix Suns. So Miami's not going to get him. So now it goes to the fact of how in the world does it they can get Giannis here. But both my co-hosts on my Thursday show said that most likely Giannis will sign a max contract and stay in Milwaukee with the Bucks. They got to get somebody to help Jimmy Butler. Maybe Buddy Hield will possibly be that guy. He is reportedly on the list from the Sacramento Kings guard of where he would like to land. He has been open about wanting to leave Sacramento, but now seems he also has an idea of where he would like to land. So Miami is on that list of him to come down here. He has managed to score 19.2 per game, despite only starting in 44 of his 72 appearances. So, again, he's had some drops in the three-point department from 42.7% down to 39.4% this year. So he would definitely have to get that up. He'd be another sharpshooter in my rotation that already includes Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. So, again, that would be another big piece that Miami could add. Again, Miami, were they 1 or 2 players away from beating the Lakers in the finals this year? I'm not sure. Jimmy Butler, they played their butts off. Honestly, they played their butts off. And it comes down to the fact that, watching it, I was on vacation, or right before I went on vacation, I was watching the finals. And, I will admit that, they could have won, I think, if they had one more superstar. It's a lot of people don't consider Jimmy Butler a superstar, so they wanted to get another guy in there to help him, and I think they can push this team, over where they have to go. So to me, that's awesome, and how that goes. We'll have to wait and see again how their draft goes and how free agency goes for them as well. Now I'll go ahead, guys, and jump to baseball. We have we'll start with the Tampa Bay Rays. How will they look different in 2021? Now, the pandemic-driven losses will force the Rays to be flexible in roster moves. Again, these guys were in the World Series a year ago. Here's some questions. This is by Mark Topkin of the Tampa Bay Times right here locally. And he puts in his article, guys, like trade Kevin Kiermaier or Blake Snell far. How would you guys feel if they trade Blake Snell and Kevin Kiermaier? Here is what they have going on right An annual revenue sharing check from big market teams estimated a few years ago at $45 million may now possibly be higher with a player payroll that has been averaging $70 million. That's a significant hit. The word general manager Aaron Enander used in talking on the negative, flexible, and responsive. There's a lot that comes, everything we expected over the last 8 months, and our goal is to be competitive as possible next year. They've already taken some action, declining options on starter Charlie Morton, who's going to make $15 million, and catcher Mike Zunino, who's going to make $4.5 million, while staying with both back for less. For Morton, that could mean 1 year deal in the $8 million to $12 million range, depending on incentives, or in a 2022 option for Zunino, maybe half the original option. Further cuts will require trades, which historically the Rays have not shied away about. They only have 3 players making more than $5 million in 2021. That would be Yoshi Tsutsugo, $7 million. Would rather seem that leaves Kiermaier at $11.5 million and Blake Snell at $10.5 million. There are likely to be some more other trimming, either by trades or non-tenure, of the December 2nd deadline from their hefty list of arbitration-eligible players, starting with outfielder Hunter Renfroe, projected in MLB trade rumors to get between $3.6 and $4.3 million. Others projected above $1.6 million, including Yanni Chirinos, Ji-Man Choi, Tyler Glasnow, Emmanuel Margot, Joey Wendell, and Ryan Yarbrough. Plus, the Rays are waiting on the 2 super cutoff date, which would make Diego Castillo and Yanni Diaz eligible. Another issue is a 40-man roster spot until spring training, where they can be injured list moves. The Rays are carrying 4 pitchers who won't be ready for the start of the season. Jalen Beeks, Yanni Chirinos, Brendan McKay, and Colin Poche are not going to be active. The Angels asked other teams are rumored to have interest in talking with Nylander about taking over the baseball operations. Nylander told Rays officials he is committed to staying with and has no interest in pursuing other opportunities, so they denied the Angels' inquiry. I believe the Angels ended up getting a general manager now anyway. And there was an historic move, guys, with the Miami Marlins, I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes. So that will be that. So right now, guys, the Rays have, just like the Lightning, they have some people to move around to get it down to where they can be competitive next year. Because the revenue from the big market teams is not going to be as high with the loss that they've had this year. With the revenue with COVID. So here we are now, moving forward. I did see this article, why a Kevin Kiermaier, Brandon Belt swap makes sense. A strange set of tendencies and roster of circumstances could lead the San Francisco Giants and Bay Rays to make a trade involving Brandon Belt and Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier has been the best defensive out of baseball for some time and has continued to produce even when his bat has stalled. However, the Rays ownership group is always looking to cut corners financially with the team's depth in the outfield. Tampa Bay's brass will probably be interested in moving on to dedicated reach for for Kiermaier. Has $26 million left on his contract over the next 3 years. Most of it, not all teams would be hesitant to take on Kiermaier's $11.5 million salary in 2021, $12 million in 2022, and $2.5 million buyout of a $13.5 million club option for 2023. That means they might have not get that creative. So again, guys, there we go with that. With Brandon Belt, Kevin Kiermaier would be allow manager Gabe Kapler to deploy one of the best defensive outfields with that. So would that happen? It also would put him back with former teammate Evan Longoria as well. So again, does that make sense for them to move Kiermaier now for Brandon Belt and clear some cap space? Again, that would help that cap that they're under right now. I'm sure that there are a lot of Rays fans out there that love Kevin Kiermaier, but guys, I mean, in the long haul, he's not a very good hitter, but he's a great defensive outfielder. So again, we'll see what the Rays do, because that trade very likely could happen. So hold on to your hats, because it would be very, very interesting. Perfect storm circumstances to send Brandon Belt to the AL East for Kiermaier and an intriguing prospect package. So we'll have to wait and see how if that goes down over the next couple of days. And on that, on a further note, because I didn't last week, had not been announced yet, but I do want to congratulate manager Kevin Cash on being named American League Manager of the Year. For all you people who thought he should have gotten fired for taking Blake Snell out of Game 6, should be shocked where you stand. I don't know where you're coming from with that when the guy got you to the World Series. And actually, the guy has got you 1, 2, 3 straight 90-win-plus seasons. How in the world do you fire him over one decision that he made? And let's just say for a, say he left him in there and he ended up giving up runs. That if he make the wrong decision and leaving him in there, right? He'd have gotten fired for that. So you can never make anybody happy. Then again, guys, for all my Rays fans out there, congratulations, your manager. He was named American League Manager of the Year this year. Congratulations to Kevin Cash. Now we'll get to the big news, guys. The Miami Marlins on hiring the first female Asian American general manager in Kim Nee. She was named the next man for an historic move. She's the first woman to be a first Asian American GM in baseball. I want to congratulate her as well for being named the first female Asian American general manager. And she takes over a team, guys, that, again, if you think about it, how weird it is, this is the team that had COVID issues and still made the playoffs. So the Marlins are not in a bad spot. She's not going to come in and has to do this. She got some moves to make. I'm not saying that she doesn't have any moves to make, but that is pretty damn awesome that we have our first female Asian American general manager in baseball, and it's right here in my state, in the state of Florida. That is damn awesome. That I'm proud to call Florida my home, and I'm proud when stories like this come up where you get to see this, and it's awesome. I hope that she does a hell of a job with the Marlins down there and stuff like that. She is the highest-ranking woman in baseball operations among any MLB team. It's believed she is the first woman named general manager at any professional men's sports team in North America. So congratulations. It's pronounced Ang. Has more than 30 years of experience in baseball, beginning as an intern with the Chicago White Sox in 1990. Her time in the profession predates the existence of the Marlins, who were founded in 1991. She also worked with the Yankees from 1998 to 2001, the Dodgers from 2002 to 2011, and in the MLB Commissioner's Office from 2011 to 2020. Her resume includes 8 postseason appearances, 6 championship series, and oh, by the way, 3 World Series, all with the Yankees from 98 to 2000. So again, Kim Ong, congratulations on becoming, she definitely has the resume, guys. She knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's talking about. Now, one of those opportunities is maybe she should go and pursue Francisco Lindor of the Cleveland Indians. That will officially begin on Friday. So again, guys, I won't be here next week, so I'll kind of get into those trades and everything that happens next week. The Marlins do have a little bit of payroll. Francisco Lindor is 27 years old. The Indians will be trading their superstar shortstop certainly within the next year. He's eligible for free agency following the 2021 season and very likely before opening day. The Marlins should be aggressive in those negotiations. So they can definitely help. That definitely can help bring him here. And wouldn't that be something if Kim Ong can bring him here? That would be a great way to start her tenure as the general manager here in Miami. But that would be great. Congratulations again on that, being named the first female manager, not only in baseball, but in the North American sport. So congratulations to her. And also I want to throw congratulations out to Don Mattingly, being named the NL Manager of the Year. And for the first time, I think I heard it on the radio the other day, it was the first time in 20 years that both managers come from the same state that were named Manager of the Year. Kevin Cash with the Rays, Don Mattingly of the Marlins, and it's pretty awesome that I'm doing my show here called the Sunshine State Sports Jabber, and both the managers that I cover their teams. Both won Manager of the Year. So congratulations to Cash and Mattingly, both. Looking forward to a great baseball season. I don't think the starting date has been announced yet for baseball, but should be interesting when it does start. Congratulations to both those gentlemen and to Kim Yong again on becoming the first female Asian American general manager in North America. Congratulations on that. I'm going to go ahead now, guys, and jump to hockey. Florida Panthers added some, new people to their roster. Olaf Samuelsson has now joined as an assistant coach. General manager Bill Zito announced that the club has addressed him to the club's coaching staff as an assistant coach. He's a very knowledgeable and experienced coach who will be a great addition to the Panthers. We're excited to have him join Joel's coaching staff and look forward to his competitive mentality impact that he can on our team. Samuelsson, 56, joins the Panthers coaching staff with over 30 years of professional hockey experience as both a player and a coach. He was a hell of a hockey player, so that'll be an addition for the Florida Panthers with that. Now, guys, everyone, I think all of the NHL did their reverse retro jersey, and the Florida Panthers went back to the Jumping Panther logo, which by far I think, guys, and I could be wrong, I'm not this is a Lightning fan talking, but I think, in all honesty, in the beginning, I like the old logo for the Panthers, not the new one, and the retro one has the old graphic of the Panther jumping up when they were in the 1996 Stanley Cup Finals. So that is awesome that they did that. The Lightning also have one. The Lightning went back to their original logo, so that was pretty cool. Adidas is the one that's doing them all. But, if you're going to get a chance, guys, just go on Google and, go back. And I wish I could show a picture of it on here. I can't. But it's pretty cool how their retro jersey looks. So the Panthers went back to their old logo with the Jumping Panther, which is the one that I like a little bit more. Again, guys, now I will jump to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, for the first time, the Stanley Cup winners' names will already be engraved when each member of the championship team gets their day with the trophy. Normally, that does not happen. But due to COVID, not every player has seen their name on it yet. A lot have. It's pretty cool to me that there's only one thing you can do moving forward. When you go back to seeing a regular year, I can push for that. The emotions are so powerful when someone sees their name on the cup. The Lightning won Ward Stanley's mug September 28th and partied with it during their much-criticized parade 2 days later. Normally, guys, when they get the cup, the names get put on after. It already goes around to each player. This time around, it did not. It was on there before they got the cup because of COVID. So that's pretty awesome that they did that, and it gave the players a chance that now have it to see their names on the cup. I have seen the cup in person one time. It was here at Amalie Arena for a game. I went by it. I didn't go over and take a picture with it. I didn't touch it or anything like that. I have a good friend of mine who is trying to have, my Thursday show be a 2-hour discussion about the history of the cup with a former Red Wing player. So I'm hoping that can be made up. I'll have to see in the future. Again, just like I was mentioning with the Panthers, the Lightning did reveal their retro jersey, which is a throwback to the 2014, the original logo and the historic victory patches. Guys, this might be a jersey that I might be getting. It's pretty damn cool. Again, it goes back to when they won the 2004 Hockey Hall of Famers Marty St. Louis and Dave Vanderchuk, as the likes of Brad Richards, Ruslan Fedotenko, Frederick Modine, and more, will feature the original Lightning logo with crimping shoulder patches and historic stripes while flipping the black color scheme to blue. Each team will wear those multiple games during the 2021 NHL season. So, guys, it looks like as of December 1st, the Lightning jersey will be available to order at TampaBaySports.com. I'm sorry, you can pre-order this afternoon through November 30th. So there you go. Exclusively locations in Emily Arena International Plaza as well. So you can start to begin them now. Beginning December, First Light New Jersey, along with the rest of the entry, will be available at Adidas.com and NHLShop.com with a wider availability, additional retailers starting on December 6th. So I'll have to look into that, guys. So here we are, guys. How the life of the Stanley Cup different from COVID? The Lightning, again, it can't cross international borders because of restrictions. So the NHL and the Hockey Hall of Fame, which the Cup owned 25 years, giving each member a day with the Cup. Typically, the Cup makes its way around the world during the summer. This year, there aren't immediate plans for the Cup to travel out of Florida. The hope is that the warm winter weather may lure some of those who out-of-town home base back to Tampa to celebrate their Cup days here. But the internet, see, that's what it is, guys. Normally, like they said, it makes its way around the world. It travels, to different countries. But with the COVID right now, there's no way that can happen. So, yeah, that's one of the downfalls this year is the Cup will not leave U.S. soil, most likely. Again, guys, the Sunshine State Sports Jabber is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venues. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do they your order? I just had the staff on, guys, all 5 of them. Thank you very much, guys, again, for joining me early on in my show. Tonight's show, guys, may run up for a little while, for a little bit longer than it normally does. I'm going to go ahead now, guys, and I'm going to end the show with, of course, as I always do with football, as now I've covered baseball, basketball, hockey, and soccer. So now we roll into football. Keelan Cole scores on the longest punt return in Jacksonville Jaguars history. Cole had a return a 90-yard punt for a touchdown to put the Jaguars ahead of the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. He wasn't touched on the return and made a nifty stop-start move to shake punter J.K. Scott, who had the Packers' last chance to make the tackle on the Green Bay 30-yard line. So congratulations, as they set a franchise record there at the time. That is the longest in history, surpassing Reggie Barlow's 85-yard return against the Chiefs in 1998. So here we are now. Green Bay did end up winning that game 24-20 over the Jaguars. This is listed down for Green Bay and their win. Again, this is a Packer. Brian Simpson is the one who wrote the article. The Packers are dead inside. The Packers defense can't even stop a dude named Lutton. Green Bay sucks at Lambeau Field. So again, guys, this is all Packer talk, guys. This is not Jaguars, and this is not a local. This is not a Jaguars writer writing this article. This is somebody from Wisconsin that wrote this article. So I'm just letting you know this is not a Jaguars writer. Again, they did lose 24-20. The Packers did win. Jacksonville was unable to win there. Lutton did struggle in the Jaguars' loss to the Packers. He wasn't the greatest. The Jaguars are now 1-8 and had an opportunity to score a go-ahead touchdown in the final 2 minutes. Lutton drove Jaguars down to the first 10 at the Packers 36 with 1:37 left. Lutton threw an incomplete pass, was sacked on each of the next 2 downs, and threw another interception, turned the ball over on the down. The Packers closed out the game. It's a learning thing for Lutton, a situation you don't want to be in. Your defense gives you a chance to go out and win a ball game, and you couldn't execute. Jaguars had opportunities to win the game during each of the last 2 weeks and have come up short. Lutton wasn't in the mood to discuss moral victories after the Jaguars lost their 8th consecutive game. Now, guys, it does not get any easier for the Jacksonville Jaguars because now they go to play the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. That is not going to be easy by any means of the imagination. Ben Roethlisberger has been activated, by the way. He tested for COVID. I think he's back. I know his knees are messed up too as well. But they are going to have a huge uphill battle next week or this Sunday coming up, not to have their 9th consecutive loss. So they have a huge mountain to climb to try to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. That will be huge. But you know what? You never know. That's why they play the football games, guys. They almost beat the Packers, so you never know what's going to happen. They may end up playing a pretty good game against the Steelers this week, so that should be interesting on that. Guys, move on to the Miami Dolphins. And another win for Tua Tagovailoa. I'm sure I pronounced that name correctly. They won 29-21 over the Los Angeles Chargers. And again, this was a good game to watch if you want to see two quarterbacks in the future in both Tua, and company. It's very interesting how they did this. The 6-3 Dolphins are on a 5-game winning streak, and that's their best record through 9 games since 2001. Justin Hubert is the other one, guys. So again, Sunday's game also showed how the Dolphins win as a team. Tagovailoa did not need to carry his team to victory. He did lighten up with a superstar 300-plus yard plus passing day like Hubert and Cincinnati Joe Burrow have done this season, but he continues to enjoy fruits they haven't consistently tasted. Winning through 3 games, Tua has more wins, 3, than Hubert, 2, or Burrow, also 2. So again, he went 15 for 25, 169 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions yesterday for Tua. So again, they are on a 5-game winning streak for the Miami Dolphins. That is outstanding for the Dolphins, as they are now, and they moved up 1 game because the Buffalo Bills lost to the Arizona Cardinals yesterday. So they get 1 more game closer to the division. So that's pretty cool for the Miami Dolphins. Here are 5 Miami Dolphins that stood out in Sunday's win. Jakeem Grant, with Preston Williams on the IR, Matt Breida injured, Myles Gaskin on the IR, and Isaiah Ford now in New England. The Dolphins' depth in the passing game, especially at the receiver spot, is not very deep. Grant has been special in the return game, but on Sunday he made impact offensively and on special teams. Grant's numbers were not in the 100-yard range, but he and Kapau gave the Dolphins a great field position on returns, and as a receiver, 4 receptions for 41 yards and a touchdown. Pretty good there. Solomon Ahmed. Dolphins coaches were confident that they saw the report from the undrafted rookie that kept Jordan Howard inactive again. Miami turned their offensive rushing attack over to Ahmed, and the young runner sent a big message to the coaching staff. I'm here to play. No, that's his quote, definitely. Ahmed came close to a 100-yard rushing mark and would have become the first running back to hit 100 since Kalen Balash 2 years ago. He was at 1.9 yards shy before the Dolphins went into the run-out-the-clock mode. He lost 6 yards, leaving his total at 85. And then again, Tua, we have already talked about him. He's on this list, guys. Basically the entire secondary for the Miami Dolphins, there wasn't one in particular that they were going in. And Jerome Baker at the linebacker position, guys, was the other one that stood out in yesterday's win over the Los Angeles Chargers. They now, guys, will go, I believe, on the road to play the Denver Broncos. The Dolphins have been playing pretty good. I don't see them having any issues against Denver next week. If Tua continues to get better, which I think he will get better, and this team seems to be coming together, this is, again, what I think Brian Flores wanted to do last year. He got rid of all these bad apples that did not want to play for the Miami Dolphins. And guess what? He's got all the right guys, and they're moving in the right direction. This is outstanding for all my Dolphins fans out there as they move even closer to trying to get back within a division crown. Again, they're chasing the Buffalo Bills right now. The Patriots are beneath them, and the Jets have not won a game this year. So, again, it will come down to Miami trying to get closer to Buffalo to pull closer within the division. And now we'll go ahead and move on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mentioned them earlier when I was talking about the Lightning and the Rays and the Rowdies. Here is Travis Power, a senior NFL writer, that says Tampa Bay can still make the Super Bowl, but it can't be because of Tom Brady. Basically, what he is trying to say is they got embarrassed 2 weeks ago by the Saints. the Bucks defense got ripped by Drew Brees, who flat out refuses to throw deep, while the Bucks offense looked flat. Tampa Bay occasionally his inability to operate efficiently under pressure. As we all know, guys, if you can get Tom Brady on his butt, he can't do it. That was the way that you beat the Patriots. If you could get him moving, it was nearly impossible for them to win, and that's exactly what is going on here. Now, here is what it will do. The running game must be good. It was good yesterday. Ronald Jones. We're talking about the punt return for the Jaguars. Ronald Jones set a single run record for the Bucs yesterday, running a 98-yard run. That is the longest run in franchise history for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now Ronald Jones has that moving forward for himself. He will have to continue. Leonard Fournette, obviously. Bob Gronkowski has been solid on the offensive line, helping that. They're going to need Ali Marpet back, but again, they did very well yesterday with moving people over, and that Bucs win yesterday, and that as well. So that will definitely be. They can now fall into a 21-0 hole as it did against the Saints. Obviously, they are chasing the Saints right now. They won 46-23 over the Panthers, but again, it was sloppy. As I've heard from people that watched the game, I was not able to watch the game yesterday. I was out spending time with my family and friends. Brady threw 39 times, and the Bucs ran 37 times. So they're basically balanced offense. Ronald Jones had 23 times, 192 yards, and a touchdown. Again, we talked about the 98-yard touchdown run. A.K. Shefley started at center. Ryan Jensen shifted to Marpet's old spot at left guard, and that kind of paved the way for the Bucs yesterday. Brady missed a few deep throws, completing 28 passes for 341 yards and 3 touchdowns, as the Bucs showed the type of mental toughness a championship contender is supposed to have. Brady is 21-5 in his last 26 games following a loss. So again, that was something that yesterday that they needed to have to bounce back. Now Brady's they had 5 touchdowns in that romp over that. The bad part was, guys, they had a 7.5-hour plane delay, leaving their hotel before midnight at the Tampa International Airport, and Ronald Jones did fumble on the opening drive, except the Panthers touched him. So that kind of then Mike Evans was involved early with a 3-yard end zone leaping grab that the PAT made it 17-17 at halftime. The two connected on 6 for 11 targets for 77 yards. That's pretty big for Evans. Chris Godwin caught all 6 targets. He was 6 for 6 for 92 yards, making 2 key catches in traffic on 3rd down. First on the 3rd and 7 lining up. That is awesome. There you go with that. Cameron Brate had a 5-yard touchdown catch. So there you go. That Antonio Brown was, of course, to be reckoned with, catching 7 passes on 8 targets for 69 yards. So but then again, guys, something came up that he smashed a security camera before he joined the Bucs. I don't know what that means moving forward for them. So the best record setting for Ronald Jones, obviously, and the worst record setting for Mike Evans. The defense waking up, and the worst was the travel arrangements and kickoff coverage and red zone execution was the issues there. Now the Buccaneers travel on the road to Los Angeles to play the Rams next week before returning home to battle the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs here in a couple weeks, and I'll be back on to preview that football game. That was the game, guys, that I really honestly wanted to go to when the season started off before COVID hit. I was actually going to go to that game with my good friend Jen, and that was the game that I had on my calendar marked down because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to see Patrick Mahomes play here, so that would be great. But with that, guys, they do play the Rams. And again, before I go, and now I'm going to jump into college football. So let me end on that. Again, my show is a little bit longer this evening because I had the lovely crew at ArenaEats.app on my show. Right now, the Miami Hurricanes are number 12. They won by 1 point over Virginia Tech over the weekend, 25-24, excuse me. They having the game canceled. 13 players, several key starters were on that list coming in contact with COVID, but they were still able to find a way in the end to win. And watch some of the game, guys. I'm going to tell you, Mr. King, the quarterback there, is one of the reasons why the Hurricanes are still on the, on the map right now and are still in the top 20. That young man is special. That is a young, very, very, very special quarterback that they have. Again, they are now tied for second with the number 4 Clemson Tigers among 15 teams, including the undefeated number 2 Notre Dame for the season. That lumped into a division vying to advance to the ACC championship game December 19th in Charlotte, North Carolina. So again, Clemson beat Miami on October 10th. Miami needs to win out and hope that Clemson loses at least one more of its remaining schedule at Florida State, Pitt, or Virginia Tech. I hate to say this, don't see that happening. Clemson, I don't think, is going to lose to any of those teams. Maybe Pitt would be the only one that I would say might have a shot. The Canes also would fare well if Notre Dame loses at least 2 games of their remaining matchups with North Carolina, Syracuse, and Wake Forest. So they're all hoping for that right there. Now, Coach Manny Diaz addressed complaints by fan base despite the Hurricanes being 7-1 on the season. On Monday during his weekly time on WKAM, Diaz was told by co-host Zach Krantz that despite the number 12 Hurricanes coming from behind to beat Tech, the fan base and other people are still finding things to complain about. Something else to think about, the voters dropped the Canes on Sunday from number 9 and number 12 despite Miami's 4-game winning streak, road victories in the past 2 games, and the lone loss coming to on the road at then number 1 Clemson. Here's how Coach Manny Diaz responded. Look, isn't this a little bit of what 2020 is all about? If you want to be mad, you can find something to be mad about, I promise you. Look, Miami has been in the ACC for how long? Since 2000. This is the 3rd team that has won at least 6 games within the conference. 3rd. It is very easy to do it if it done a lot more times. As Diaz in Miami has won at least 6 games in the ACC 3 times, 2005, 2017, and this year. Not including Notre Dame counting as an ACC football member for only 2020, all 14 ACC teams have had at one point or another, some of them multiple times, have won 6 games in the league. Florida State, La Tech, Clemson Tech, Wake Forest, Duke, Pittsburgh, Boston College, Louisville, Syracuse, North Carolina, NC State, Virginia, and, of course, the Miami Hurricanes. We will talk in our building. Doesn't play to expectations of others, good or bad, whether we rank, we don't care. That's always just false that we could be put around and haven't done very good. But one thing we're doing is we're learning how to win. We're learning how to win different games. So again, guys, he is upset with what is going on with the fan base, and he's basically saying, you know what, we're winning again. They play this Saturday against Georgia Tech at 8 p.m. kickoff. It'll be on the ACC network. That'll be a late game, guys. 8 o'clock at 8 o'clock this on the Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be a late game for that. I'll move on, guys, to Florida State. Again, this is a team that is in a rebuilding. From 2013 to 2019, FSU signed 7 high school quarterbacks. 1 never started. 3 were dismissed. 3 transferred, including NC State starter tonight. So that's been an issue with recruiting at Florida State. It's going to have to get better for Coach Norvell. Obviously, like I said last week on this show, you cannot – you got to give this guy a chance, okay? You cannot get rid of him now on you just can't. You can't do it. You just can't. You got to give this guy a chance. I know they lost. They were down 21-3 at halftime against the Wolfpack over the weekend. They do. They did lose their quarterback as he transferred. FSU had an offense under two freshman quarterback, Chuba Purdy and Taylor Maker. The rookies combined for 48 passing yards, and the Seminoles amassed just 98 yards of offense in the opening half. Former quarterback Bailey Hockman carved up the Seminoles defense. He completed 17 of 21 for 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran in for a third score. James Blackman did transfer. He is out of here. He did that. Seminoles, if the pace holds, will move to 2-6 on the season. That will assure the Noles their third consecutive losing season unless they win out and play in a bowl game. And a losing mark in year one era coach Mike Norvell. And now it does not get any better for them either as they play the number 4 Clemson Tigers at noon on Saturday on ABC. That will not be – if it was sad to watch them play NC State, it might be very sad to watch them play Clemson this upcoming weekend. But then again, you never know what might happen. Maybe the Noles come out with a absolute great game plan and end up, giving it to Clemson and pulling out a win in the end. I don't know. But if they played as bad as they did against NC State, it's going to be very, very tough, guys, to beat a Clemson team later on. I'll go ahead, guys, now move on to the Florida Gators as Kyle Trask claims Heisman frontrunner status as patience and dominance make Florida a contender. Yes, they beat the Arizona Razorbacks 63-35 on Saturday. I watched that game, most of that game on Saturday. The Gators are making a little bit of a turn here. The defense is getting a little better. And it really, again, it's very interesting how far Kyle Trask has come. He was behind D'Eriq King, who's the quarterback at Miami. And at high school, he backed up Felipe Franks until he got hurt. And now he is setting himself up, possibly being the Heisman talk. He has set numbers that Tim Tebow has either tied them or passed them. They are 5-1. Everyone seems to be talking about them being in the SEC title game against Alabama, unless Alabama gets beat. I still think if Alabama gets beat, they're still going to be there. It's going to be very, very interesting to see when these two teams do match up. Again, the ceremony for the Heisman will be done virtually. It will not be done in person. So, again, Kyle Trask is making that chance through 6 games. He has completed 7% of his passes for 2,171 yards so far this year. So that's pretty damn good on that part of him being in the front runner for the Trask led the Gators to 3 fourth-quarter touchdown drives. So yeah, it's very, very likely that he's going to be in the thick of it. And it looks like right now that Trask and Moon are never satisfied. If you guys did happen to watch the game, usually a couple times after the Gators had a touchdown drive, Dan Mullen was in the face of Kyle Trask, yelling at him. So again, it doesn't seem like, even when they're up by big, that's not enough. If that doesn't remind you of the Steve Spurrier days where they would run points up all the time too, it never seemed like it was enough. So, for me, that, that's good. That's the way the Florida Gators have always played ball, is they've done just that. And it's pretty cool. And again, winning over Arkansas over the weekend. And now they get the Vanderbilt Commodores, who they have beat them. Not recently. I think it was in the early 2000s was the last time that Vanderbilt beat Florida. That game will be on noon on ESPN on Saturday. which means I'll get to watch that game hopefully before yours truly, hopefully if he gets credentials to the USF Navy game, that game will be over well before I head to the game on Saturday when the USF kicks off at 8 p.m., but I'll talk about USF a little later. This is the UCF Knights. They use big defensive effort to down Temple. UCF guys did get back. They got back on the winning track. They have won 4 consecutive games in the series by an average of 26 points over Temple. They beat them 38-13 on Saturday. Temple featured a 3-man front on defense first half, and it seemed to confound the Knights, particularly in the passing game. Dallin Gabriel was a dismal 5 for 14 for 84 yards through the first 30 minutes, including a 0 for 3 on third down. The team managed a season-low 169 yards. The big explosive plays typical of UCF offense were almost non-existent in the first half. The team only managed one pass of at least 50 yards in the first quarter. While the offense struggled, the defense came up big for the Knights for the second consecutive week. So again, guys, it seems to be big here for UCF with the defense stepping up the last 2 weeks. And again, guys, we are just 2 weeks away from USF at Raymond James Stadium on Black Friday. Again, I'm hoping that I get to go to these last 2 home games for the Bulls. I would love to go to the UCF game on Black Friday. That would be very, very cool. But it would be interesting to see maybe if the Bulls can use the same kind of setup that Temple did, kind of slow UCF down moving forward. Scott Frost had a message for former UCF quarterback star McKenzie Milton. If you do not remember him, guys, he suffered a devastating leg injury. That was the first year, guys, that I had credentials to USF. That was the game that Milton got hurt in. Scott Frost, who's at Nebraska now, was here as UCF's coach. Milton is trying to make a comeback. He's the type of guy that you want around because he has all the energy that he brings. So again, he said McKenzie Milton's interested in a coaching at Nebraska once he finishes playing. He certainly has an opportunity if he wants to. So Scott Frost has said he'll be able to join the coaching staff. Again, if you do not remember that, he got his leg hurt. He almost lost his leg. They had to restore blood flow. He actually, if you remember the game, a lot of the players, the team for USF, a lot of the UCF fans thought that it was a dirty play. Come to find out, guys, it was not a dirty play. It was a clean hit. Milton actually said that it was a clean hit. He just landed incorrectly. So again, that wouldn't, be interesting. It says that, however, if it isn't a future NFL quarterback, there's a future for the Nebraska on the sideline for McKenzie Milton. The Knights will play the undefeated Cincinnati Bearcats. So here it is, guys. Is this the year that Cincinnati goes undefeated, or is it going to be UCF upsetting them? We'll find out 3:30 p.m. on ESPN this upcoming Saturday. Again, the game after that, the Knights come to Tampa to play the Bulls at Raymond James Stadium. Black Friday kickoff is scheduled for 3:30 p.m. on Black Friday. I'm hoping to be at the next 2 Bulls games, both the game this upcoming Saturday at 8 o'clock against Navy, and then the following Friday against UCF. Guys, USF took such a big step against Memphis and took 7 steps back against Houston. If you guys did not watch the game, they were down 21-0 early in the game. They had lost some players, including Noah Johnson, who was the starting quarterback against Memphis. But Brian Batty was he was a freshman that stepped up. Omarion Dotson, another one, caught his first touchdown. But again, guys, they turned the ball over twice, 2 fumbles. cost them that. They were very bad again on third down conversions. The special teams took a step back. So again, they lost 56-21 guys to Houston. This is the worst losing skid in a single season in the program's 23-year-old history. So this is not good. Clayton Tune led the Houston Cougars. It was not pretty, guys. I actually was watching the game at the start, and I ended up turning the Masters on to do that. But it's upsetting. It did remind me a lot of the Notre Dame game where it looked like that they were, this was the second worst loss. And again, they fell 52-0 to Notre Dame on national TV. They do play the Navy Midshipmen this Saturday, 8 p.m. at Raymond James. Again, guys, I'm hoping that I'm there. I'll find out later this week about credentials. But I'm hoping to be there to see them play Navy. I think out of the remaining two games, guys, this would be the one that you want to see them get that first win for Coach Scott in the the AAC. I don't really believe that they're going to beat UCF. But again, that's why they play the games. Things can happen. Miracles can happen. We'll have to wait and see how they play against Navy. Navy's won the last two games against USF, including beating them last year 38-3 last season. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys for joining me again. This has been the Sunshine State Sports Driver. I am your host, the Sports Driver, Brad Walker. We are sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venues. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? I am also sponsored by B&B Graphics and More. Their Facebook page, guys, is B&B Graphics and More. They customize in tumblers, coffee mugs, T-shirts, vinyls, Santa cookie plate, milk for Santa, food for reindeer, and plate customs. Mention me, guys, and you get 10% off your order. If you want to order, guys, there are two ways to do that. Either you can contact them via Facebook at B&B Graphics and More, or email them at bnbgraphicsandmore@gmail.com. And Rebecca is the person that you want to talk to. With that in mind, guys, thank you again to the lovely staff at arenaeats.app for joining me this evening. Again, they are more than welcome to come on this show anytime to give us some updates on their app. Other than that, guys, thank you again for listening to me on a Monday night, a good way to start the week. I will be on Bullseye Bullseye tomorrow with my man Larry Frank talking about USF, and then I will be on my Thursday show, The Walker Report. My man Adam and Lewis, my co-host, will be on there talking sports. Guys, I am going to take the week off next week, so there will be no Sunshine State Sports Jabber, and there will be no Walker Report next week. I'm just going to do the lone show on Tuesday night with Larry. Other than that, guys, I'm going to take the week off for the holiday. Hopefully, I will talk to everybody on Thursday, but hopefully everybody has a good, safe, and happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate that. Again, but as I always do, thank to the doctors and nurses and essential workers, the true heroes since the COVID has hit here in March. Thank you guys for doing everything you've done. Also to the men and women of our armed services, both active, retired, and the ones who have left us. Thank you for all your sacrifices, as I would not be able to talk into this microphone in front of me 3 days a week if it was not for you for what you've done. So thank you very much. Also to our domestic soldiers, police officers, firefighters, and paramedics. Thank you guys again for keeping us safe here domestically. Guys, I will let you go. I will be back here in 2 weeks, the first week of December. Be back here on the Sunshine State Sports Jabber. But until then, guys, I love you guys all. Thank you for joining me as the Sunshine State Sports Jabber is part of NGSC Sports. Remember the website, ngscsports.com, for all your current sports content. Until a couple weeks from now, guys, first week of December, everyone, stay safe out there. Wear your mask. I know the numbers of COVID are going back up. We do not need that going on right now with the holidays. You don't need everything to be shut back down. around the holidays. But until then, guys, everyone stay safe out there. This has been the Sports Surf, Brad Walker. Peace.